Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now send our bhajan group. This is Yashomati Nandana, Rajapura Nagara. We have already done it earlier. Yashomati Nandana, Rajapura Nagara, Gokula Ranjana Kana. Yashomati Nandana, Rajapura Nagara, Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara, Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara, Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara, Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara, Kaliyadamana Vidhana, Kaliyadamana Vidhana, Kaliyadamana Vidhana, Kaliyadamana Vidhana, Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa, Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Vara, Vamsi Padana Suvasa, Vamsi Padana Suvasa, Raja Jana Palana Surakula Nashana, Raja Jana Palana Surakula Nashana, Nanda Godhana Rakhavala, Nanda Godhana Rakhavala, Govinda Madhava Navanita Daskara, Govinda Madhava Navanita Daskara, Sundarananda Gopala, Sundarananda Gopala, Sundarananda Gopala, Sundarananda Gopala, Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasana Hara, Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasana Hara, Rasa Rasika Kripa Maya, Rasa Rasika Kripa Maya, Rasa Rasika Kripa Maya, Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara, Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara, Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara, Bhakti Vinoda Shaya, Bhakti Vinoda Ashaya, Bhakti Vinoda Shaya, Bhakti Vinoda Ashaya, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe,
Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe.
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sudarshan,
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sudarshan.
Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jai Gauranitai,
Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Harinam Sankirtan Yagi Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada, and the Gaudiya Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagara Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagara Lalita Shri Vishakha Nimitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Takta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Pradaya Krishna 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 Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaura Jai Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Shakti Devi Shuddhaya. Hare Krishna. Is it audible? Can you hear me? Hare Krishna. So I welcome you for this session on Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we are discussing the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that is knowledge of the Absolute. So last session we can just revive. Anything you remember? What was the discussion topic? 6th chapter, the last verse. Krishna said, Yoginam api sarvesam madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam swami yukta tamomata. Shraddhavan bhajate means who is topmost devotee or topmost yogi? Huh? So one who is always remembering Krishna, always thinking about Krishna. He is a topmost yogi. In his consciousness, he is always remembering Krishna. And Shraddhavan bhajate yomam. Bhajate means worshipping. One who is worshipping Krishna. How he is worshipping? Shraddhavan. With faith. So, in 7th chapter, at the first verse, what Krishna is saying? The first verse, he's saying, Maya Saktamana Partha, Yogam Yunjan Madashaya, Ashamsayam Samagram Mam Yatha Gyashashi Tatjana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. So this, like in 6th chapter, last verse, Krishna is speaking about Shraddha, faith. Somebody who is worshipping Krishna with faith. And then 7th chapter we started with how we can develop faith in Krishna. Or to develop faith, what is required? How we can develop faith in Krishna? Hearing. That's true. When we hear about someone, when we know about something or someone, then we develop faith. And then we discuss how we can know about Krishna. What is the source to know Krishna? Krishna himself. We cannot know Krishna by any other means, because Krishna is not any material person, right? That we can go in history and explore. So Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And God means He is the first person who is the creator of this material universe. He is the source of everything. He is the Supreme Controller, Supreme Personality. So how to know such person? So we can only know by His mercy alone. So we can know Krishna by Krishna only. And that's why Krishna is saying, Tat Shridum, just here. And Krishna himself is speaking about himself, right? So the scripture, which is the words of God, these are the words of God. So we can know Krishna by Him, His mercy alone, or the mercy of His devotees, who have great faith in Krishna. So that's why Krishna is recommending to hear. So this is the process to know anything. Hearing is the first process. If we keep on hearing, then our doubt will dispel. All doubts will go away. And then we will develop faith. Without hearing, that is not possible. And where from, or from whom to hear, that is also very important. Hearing from self-realized soul, hearing from authentic guru, that is very much required, because guru speaks from scripture. So these things we have to know. So that is the first process, and then Krishna started speaking about himself, about three energies, not three means about his energies. Remember which are the energies of Krishna? Krishna is material energy and spiritual energy. What are the elements in material energy?
Five gross, three subtle.
Five gross elements
And three subtle elements.
and three subtle elements. Yeah. So these things we should remember. These are the Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. These are the 8 elements. External energy or material energy, or we call it Maya Shakti. So all these different names is for this material element, material nature. So these are inferior energy of the Lord, or Bahiranga Shakti we call it. All these different names I am speaking so that wherever you read, you should not get confused with. All these are one. Bahiranga Shakti, material energy, Maya Shakti, external energy, inferior energy of Lord Krishna. So that is like all these 8 elements, gross and subtle elements. And apart from this, there is one superior energy of the Lord, or we call it marginal potency of the Lord. Living entity. Aparayamitastu anyam. This is the next verse slide. So that is Jiva Bhutan. Means the living entity, we are marginal potency of the Lord. So, and then Krishna said in third verse, that, he said that all these manifestations, either spiritual or material, everything exists within him, or everything, if you see in this material world, everything is made up of these elements only, right? And the Krishna is the source of all these elements. So ultimately we can say that Krishna is the source of everything, either spiritual or material, everything, right? So Krishna is the creator of these material elements or material source. He is the source of all these material elements. But he is not bound by the laws of this material nature. Why? Because he is the lawmaker. So lawmaker is always, he is not bound with the law he made. So that is what Krishna is speaking about. And also, he said, Manushyanam sahastresu kaschit yatati siddhaye yadatam api siddhanam kaschit maham veti tatvata. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So this is the reality of knowing Krishna. Everybody cannot know Krishna. Even many people, thousands of people, they are trying to achieve this perfection. And even after achieving perfection, they do not know Krishna in full. Only devotees know Krishna in full. Otherwise, you see many transcendentalists, they are trying their best through different ways, through different processes. But they do not understand Krishna. Somebody believe that Krishna is impersonal, somebody think that Krishna is just Paramatma. But knowing Krishna in full, that is very rare opportunity, very rare. So yes, this is the third verse, but after that, fourth, fifth, he is speaking about the different energy, and sixth. And then finally, the seventh verse, this is also very important. Matta parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mai sarva vidam protram sutre marigana iva. So he is giving an example like a necklace, like as the pearls are strung on a thread. Similarly, he is the underlying factor. No, it's not that, okay, all these are Krishna's energy and independently working. Krishna is the underlying thread. Everything is dependent on Krishna. He is the absolute truth. So nothing is independent. Everything is working as per his desire, as per his will. Maya Dhekshana Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. This material nature, this material energy is not working independently. Many people think that the one who do not believe in God, they say God does not exist. Everything is happening automatically. The nature is working automatically. No. Nature or this material world is working under the direction of Krishna. And Krishna himself will declare that in 8th chapter. So this is what we have to understand. And also through his energy, he is No, Krishna is everywhere in everything. Krishna is all pervading. This is one nature of God, all pervading, all perceiveness, perceive. So, and how we can see that? If Krishna is everywhere, how we can see that? How we can experience Krishna? So Krishna is giving different examples, like I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat and fire, I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics. No? Bijam mam sarvabhutanam. He is saying, O son of Partha, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Balam balavatam chaham. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharatas. So these are this way. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. So everything in this material world, that is under the illusion or under the impel of three modes of material nature. Either it is in mode of goodness, or it is in mode of passion, or mode of ignorance. So everything in any of the mode, that is under the control of Krishna. Right? I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. So though he is everything, everything is emanating from Krishna only, this material nature, the three modes which is emanating from Krishna only, but Krishna is not being controlled by the three modes of material nature. We living entities, we are insignificant part and parcel of Krishna. We can be influenced by the three modes, but Krishna cannot, can never. So that is the difference we have to understand. This is also we need to understand that Krishna, a God, and the living entity, both are different. Sometimes people have this misconception that one day we will become God, right? Now we are jivas, and one day we will become God. When we are liberated, we will become God. This is the greatest illusion. This is misconception. God is always God. We are insignificant part and parcel of Krishna. We are servants of God. We belong to God. We are not God. So this we have to always remember. Yeah? So, and that's why when we come to this material world, we are influenced or we are controlled by Maya Shakti. But Krishna never. And then, why then Krishna, if Krishna is everywhere, why we are not able to recognize Krishna? Why we are not able to see Krishna? These are the examples Krishna is giving, that okay, I am spreaded everywhere. Why people do not experience, why people reject the existence of Krishna or God? If you see this material world, 99% people, they do not believe in God. More than that even. They do not believe in God. Why? If Krishna is everywhere, why they do not believe in God? So, what Krishna is saying, O son of Pratha, know that I am the original seed. Oh, sorry, this is. Okay, next one. What's number? 13. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. What is the reason why people do not understand God? Why do not accept God? Deluded by the three modes. Three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, ignorance. Because of they are being controlled by these three modes, and they do not know Krishna. And we know the effect of these three modes, right? People in mode of ignorance, they are not at all concerned about life. They are just simply eating, sleeping, that's it. But people in mode of passion, they are very much engaged in hardcore materialistic achievement. They don't have time at all. They don't know about the next life. Their only purpose is money. For them, money is sweeter than honey. So no at all self-realization, no time at all. So that is hardcore, materialistic, passionate people, mode of passion. And mode of goodness, they are good people, pious people, but somehow they are entangled in mode of happiness. The quality of happiness, because their life is good, so they don't bother about next life. Okay, now present is good, why to think about future? So that is, because of deluded with the three modes of material nature, people, do not think about their self-realization or Krishna consciousness to achieve the perfection of life. But Krishna is beyond, above the three modes. So after hearing all these things, Arjuna, he just thought that, okay, how can we overcome the three modes? What is the process to overcome? How we can overcome this material nature? Overcoming material nature means going beyond the three modes of material nature. And what is beyond three modes of material nature? What is that? Beyond matter?
Spiritual.
Spiritual. Shuddha Satoguna. Satoguna is the topmost in like three modes. Satoguna is the topmost. At least we should be in Satoguna. And from there, we should try to get into Shuddha Satoguna. Shuddha Satoguna means that is a spiritual world, a spiritual platform. So, and how we can overcome this? How we can get into Shuddha Satoguna or a spiritual platform?
Surrendering unto Krishna.
Surrendering unto Krishna. Krishna is saying no other means. There's no other way. By our own power, we cannot overcome material energy because this is my energy and this is very difficult to overcome. The only way to overcome this material energy or the Maya Shakti is taking my shelter. Maya metam tarantiti. One who takes my shelter very easily overcome the three modes of material nature, and he comes on transcendental platform. It's such an easy process. Taking shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the most easiest work. We are taking shelter of this, in this material world of so many people. So many means we have our faith in so many things and so many people. No, and we know that all those things or those people are material people. One day they are going to just finish. But in spite of knowing all these things, we have so much faith in our money, power, fame, people. We have developed so much faith that they will protect. But we know they themselves cannot protect them. No, they cannot protect themselves. So how will they protect us? But Krishna is the supreme protector, and he is promising that anybody who is coming in his shelter, he will protect. He will be free from the cycle of suffering of birth and death. But in spite of knowing God himself promising, it becomes very difficult to take shelter. And then the same thought, then Arjuna thought, okay, it's very easy, but then again, why people do not take shelter? Or what kind of people take shelter of Krishna? So Krishna is now speaking about the four kinds of people who take shelter or who comes to Krishna, approach Krishna, and then the four kinds of people who do not approach Krishna, do not take shelter of Krishna. So the first four kinds of people, Namam dushkutano mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya apahita jnana asuram bhavamashita. So in short, the dushkritina, first of all, these people who does not take shelter of Krishna, they are known as dushkritina. Dushkritina means miscreants. So these miscreants, there are four kinds of miscreants, or we can say impious people. So two categories, pious people and impious people. So impious means dushkritina. So first dushkritina is called mudha. Mudha means, many times you will hear this word. Mudha means foolish people. Like when you hear Srila Prabhupada again and again in his lecture, every time, his lecture is never complete without saying rascal.
Yes. Yes.
So sometimes devotees or some people, they say that why Swamiji you always speak like this, you always call rascal. So, and you always call these materialistic people or impersonalists rascal. Why you say like this? So then Prabhupada is saying, see, this is not my word, this is Krishna. Krishna is saying like this, avajananti mam mudha. So he is saying, and I'm just his servant, I'm representative of Krishna, I'm just repeating the words. These are not my words. So Krishna again and again is speaking about such kind of people, hardcore materialistic people, they are mudha. Namam dushkritano mudha. So these rascals, fools, The means fools means the mudha means here the first category. Mudha. Mudha are those who are grossly foolish, like hard-working beasts of burden. They want to enjoy the fruits of their labor by themselves, and so do not want to part with them for the supreme. Means hardcore, typically this materialistic people. They don't have any concern with God. They just want to enjoy the fruits of their whatever they are doing. Sense gratification, basically. So this humble beast is made to work very hard by his master. The ass does not really know for whom he works so hard day and night. He remains satisfied by filling his stomach with a bundle of grass, sleeping for a while under fear of being beaten by his master, and and satisfying his sex appetite at the risk of being repeatedly kicked by the opposite party. So the comparison is very strong, huh? As. So these are mudhas. Working hard, day and night. Prabhupada said that the grass is available everywhere, but just for a morsel of grass, the donkey, the ass, working throughout day and night, just so much of load, carrying so much of load. So the ass sings poetry and philosophy sometimes. Yes. But this brain sounds only disturb others. What is this? This brain sound only disturb others. If you see this example, means all those materialistic people singing poetry or speaking good words or speaking about philosophy, big talks, right? But ultimately, whatever they are doing, that creates lots of disturbances in society. So this is the position of the foolish, fruity workers who does not know for whom he should work. They don't know why they are doing what they are doing. They don't know any about the purpose of life, goal of life. So he does not know that karma is meant for yajna, sacrifice. So whatever action, whatever duty we are doing, ultimately we know that that is to satisfy the Supreme Personality. Because that is what our natural constitutional position, that is our topmost occupation, being a part and parcel of Krishna. Our ultimate occupation is to satisfy Krishna. It's not that we don't have to do our job, our duty, our business, whatever we have, but we have to know why we are doing. Ultimately, any work and every work is for self-realization, is for the purification of the heart. That is called yajna. So when we dedicate it, when we offer it to Krishna, that becomes yajna. So if we do not know it and simply working like ash day and night, end of the day, what we are going to get? 2 chapatis, Prabhupada said. Even those 2 chapatis, it's very difficult. Hardcore materialistic people, you'll see even they don't have that much time to eat. And because of so much stress and anxiety, they get so much disease, even they are not, they cannot eat even that 2 chapatis also. So many things. So, most often those who work very hard day and night to clear the burden of self-created duties say that they have no time to hear the immortality of the living being. To such mudhas, material gain which are destructible are life's all in all. See, material gain means ultimately it is going to be finished over a period of time. But they, out of so much illusion, they think that this material gain is all in all. So despite the fact that the mudhas enjoy only a very small fraction of the fruit of labor, whatever they are doing, how much they enjoy? How much they enjoy? Many times this comparison is there, like big people. If you see, they have so much of money, so many big buildings, and most of the buildings, only 2 people are there, servants and dogs. They are not enjoying even. Their hard labor, their hard earned money, somebody else is enjoying. So they enjoy just a small fraction of that. Sometimes they spend sleepless days and nights for fruitive gain, and although they may have ulcers or indigestion, they are satisfied with practically no food. They are simply absorbed in working hard day and night for the benefit of illusory masters. For the benefit of illusory masters. Ignorant of their real master, the foolish workers waste their valuable time serving Mammon. Unfortunately, they never surrender to the Supreme Master of all masters, nor do they take time to hear of him from the proper sources. The swine who eat the night soil do not care to accept sweet meats made of sugar and ghee. Very strong examples, huh? The swine is here. The hog. No, hog is always interested in left out or no. But if you give gulab jamun, we will not eat. So similarly, the foolish worker will untiringly continue to hear of the sense enjoyable things of the flickering mundane world, but will have very little time to hear about the eternal living force that moves the material world. So ultimately, point is they are so much absorbed, engrossed in their material gain or material enjoyment that they never think of their self or the self-realization or God consciousness. So this is one category. And another category of Duskritina, Mudha, is Naradhama. So one is Mudha, second is Naradhama. Naradhama means lowest of mankind. Lowest of mankind means if you divide mankind into two categories like civilized and uncivilized people. Destructive. Not destructive. Civilized means like we know that people who are following rules and regulations, religious principles, duties, civilized people. And there are uncivilized people also.
Not useful to the society.
Huh?
Not useful to the society.
Yes, not at all following the principle. Like if we see, Prabhupada is writing here, like 84 lakh species, different species are there, right? Out of these, there are numerous lower forms of human life, are mostly uncivilized. Like even human body, 4 lakh species of human life, but even in those, how many are civilized? Most of them are uncivilized. The civilized human beings are those who have regulative principles of social, political and religious life. Those who are socially and politically developed but who have no religious principles must be considered Naradhamas. So Naradhama and means civilized people means those who are following the religious principles. Somebody like maybe politically, socially they may be good, but if they are not following the religious principles, no, whatever different principles, duties are there, they are called Naradhamas. They are Nara, but Adham means the lowest. They are human beings. They are human beings means they are man, but lowest of mankind. Mankind is lowest of mankind. So let's read Prabhupada because then we will get more clarity on this. Nor is religion without God religion. Because the purpose of following religious principle is to know the supreme truth and man's relation with him. In the Gita, personality of Godhead clearly states that there is no authority above him and that he is the supreme truth. The civilized form of human life is meant for man's reviving the lost consciousness of his eternal relation with the supreme truth. The personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. Yes, so ultimately, even if we are following any religion, means first of all we should know what is religion, what is the purpose of religion. Religion is not just some rules and regulations. The rules or the principles that is for realizing God. If somebody is following so many rules and regulations, but if the purpose is not God realization, then that is also not considered religion. Religion means understanding God, realizing God. Right? So Naradhama means one who does not follow the principles or one who does not work for self-realization. So Means they are godless, they are away from God. Another example is mentioned here, that what is the purpose of human life? To pray God when he is in difficulty is a natural instinct in every living being, because he is eternally related with God. But after his deliverance, the child forgets the difficulties of birth and forgets his deliverer also, being influenced by Maya, the illusory energy. So this is when Lord Kapila Deva, he is describing how a child takes birth, how a child develops within the womb of a mother. Then he is giving this explanation that the fortunate jiva, because of so much of suffering within the womb of a mother, he repents and he remembers his 100 lifetimes, and because of that he promised. He struggles so much, or so much of suffering is there, that he promised, or he prayed to the Lord that now I will always remember you, I will worship you, I will never forget you. I know because of forgetfulness of you only I am suffering in this material world. Now just give me one chance, and I will surely, I will never come back to this material world. But the moment child takes birth in this material world, that he just goes under the clutches of Maya, the three, the illusory energy, the three modes of material nature. And when he sees his father and mother, material father and mother, then again, due to the pain, and when he comes into this atmosphere, he forgets about his relationship again. And again he becomes attached through this illusory energy. So that is what Krishna is saying.
Are you saying we actually carry the memory?
Yes.
And we can
when we take birth, we forget about it. Because the process of birth is so difficult. Maybe few people, like we see, hear about, sometimes people remember their previous life. Most of the people, they do not remember. So
I understand that. I'm saying, are you saying that it's there with me, I can't recollect it?
Yes.
Or it's not there?
No, it's there. All the things are, we cannot. We are living entity. That's what Krishna is saying that. Na tvevaham jatu sanasam, na tum neme janadipa. Means Krishna being God, he can remember everything. He can remember past, he knows present, he knows future. But we living entity, we are forgetful. We can only remember of this lifetime. Even this lifetime, we cannot remember everything. We are forgetful. We have this. So, but some fortunate soul, like he's saying, when the child is within the womb of the mother, some fortunate living entity, they remember 100 lifetimes, right? And when they remember the suffering of 100 lifetimes, so in that situation, they take shelter of the Lord, and they just pray to the Lord, to not to come in this condition again. But it is because when now even realization is there, understand, there, but because now the child is within the womb, and with the pressure of the air, child comes outside in this material world, and again he gets entangled into the material world, and that is the cycle.
I'll give you one thing has happened in my sister's family. Her mother-in-law died.
Yes.
2 years ago. And now she has one poti का जन्म हुआ, वो बड़ी हो गई है, 2.5 साल की हो गई है. तो she has this tendencies of the way she looks at you, the way she talks. We can't, the family sees कि maybe she has some, things of the dadi.
Yes, that is.
So they asked her now when she is going to school.
Yes.
कि आप क्या नाम है उनका नाम लेके बोला है आप पुष्पा हो.
Yes. There are so many.
तो वो कहती है, वो बोलती नहीं है, हाँ करती है. उनको बोला कि अपनी बहन से मिलने जाओगी वहाँ पे बदाऊं में, कहते नहीं. अब वो भूल जाएगी, मेरे को लगता है जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं वो भूल जाएगी बाद में, लेकिन and we don't know what she's saying, yes or no.
There are thousands of
some tendencies we don't know.
There are thousands of researchers.
You hear of cases who remember their past life.
Yeah, even one scientist, Ian instance, I don't remember the name, but there are scientists, they read so many researches, thousands of research, which is speaking about Punarjanma, rebirth, the past life memories. Past life memories.
There's a book also which actually talks about this. It actually is as a full 5 series books. Many lives,
Yes.
many lives,
Many
many
lives,
lives.
many
5 series.
I think
It has
can
so
remember
many
the past life
so
regression
many
also.
cases are there.
But one thing that our elders say, when infant of few months, usually they either laugh or they cry in their sleep. So our elders always say that they are remembering their past life and their karmas, and if they are
Yes.
good, they are laughing. If
These
they
are all
bad,
signs we should know that this life is not the
Really,
only
Mira?
life we have. Let's conclude this. I mean, you
Okay.
better you can read this purport. This purport will give lots of explanation. So quickly we will go about. So the third class of Dushkritina is Maya Aparhita Jnana. Maya Aparhita Jnana. Or for those persons whose erudite knowledge has been nullified by the influence of illusory material energy. Means these are those kind of people like you see big scientists, very intellectual people. They have lots of knowledge about this material world. No? They're doing big work. But their knowledge or the spiritual knowledge has been covered by Maya, the illusory energy. Maya Aparhita Jnana. Their knowledge is covered. They don't know about God. So there are a great number of Maya Aparhita Jnana at present moment. Even amongst the scholars of Bhagavad Gita, in the Gita, in plain and simple language, it is stated that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is none equal to or greater than him. He is mentioned as the father of Brahma, the original father of all human beings. In fact, Sri Krishna is said to be not only the father of Brahma, but also the father of all species of life. He is the root of the impersonal Brahman and Paramatma, the super soul in everyone, in every living entity. He is plenary portion. He is the fountainhead of everything, and everything is advised to surrender unto his lotus feet. Despite all these clear statements, the Maya Aparhita Jnana deride the personality of the Supreme Lord and consider him merely another human being. So what to talk about those people who are anyway illusioned, who are hardcore materialistic people. But even people you will see, they are writing, they are speaking Bhagavad Gita, and everywhere, Prabhupada is saying in Bhagavad Gita, so many statements which is just describing all these qualities of Lord Krishna. And finally reading Bhagavad Gita, they will say, Krishna is an ordinary person. Krishna is just like us. Just maybe a little bit more powerful, but Krishna is not God. Or Krishna is impersonal. A personality who is speaking Bhagavad Gita. So this is what their knowledge has been stolen by Maya. They cannot understand Krishna. They cannot recognize Krishna. Many speakers. And Prabhupada always he used to say that hundreds of editions, more than 800 editions of Bhagavad Gita is there. But most of them, they have adulterated or they have given their own mental, their own ideas. No? They are sharing their own ideas. And Prabhupada very strongly is speaking that. Then why they quote Krishna? Why they quote Bhagavad? If you want to give your own opinion,
Legitimacy.
better you can write your own book. Why is saying Bhagavad Gita?
Legitimacy lene ki.
Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is famous. With the help of Bhagavad Gita, you are speaking your own words. That is not Bhagavad Gita. That is your Gita. So Bhagavad Gita means the words of God. So what Prabhupada is presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is, and that's why it is very strong. Any topic we hear, many a thought process we have, it will go against. Because Prabhupada here not compromising with the principle. Whatever Krishna is speaking, he is just repeating the same words. So they are Maya Aparhita Jnana. The fourth, last class of Duskritana is called Asuram Bhavam Ashrita, or those of demoniac principles. This class is openly atheistic. So this class of people, fourth class, Asurim Bhavam Ashrita, they have taken shelter of demoniac mentality. What they say that God does not exist. They say that I am God, you are God. Everybody is God. So their concept is like that. And they say that this body, we are made up of matter. These are things Prabhupada is mentioning, that. So these are hardcore atheistic people. So these are the four categories. Now what are the four? You can just let me. First one is What is the first one? Mudha. Huh? Mudha means foolish people, not knowing about the spiritual life. And second is Naradhama, lowest of mankind. Not following the religious principles or not working for God realization. And third one? Maya Apahita Jnana. They are very intellectuals, but because the knowledge has been stolen by Maya, they cannot understand God. Right? And the fourth is Asuram Bhavam Ashrita. So these are the four categories. You go through this purport, read it carefully, you'll see so many things. And now, he is speaking about four kinds of people who take shelter. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukrito arjuna artho jigyasu artharthi jnani cha bharata shava. So, O best among the Bharatas, four kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching of knowledge of the Absolute. So these are the four categories. So first one is distressed. Artha. Artha means distressed or the sufferers, one who is in pain. Not everyone, but of course these are pious people, we have to understand. These four category means the pious people. So the first one is Artha. Maybe some suffering is on, they are suffering due to any reason. So they take shelter of Krishna, they come to Krishna, or they remember God. So this is one category. And second category is desirer of wealth. Somebody is willing for wealth, so they go to God. This is also good. If we have some desire, we should go to Krishna. Akamo sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradhi. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. This is what recommended. Any kind of, if we have desire, we do not have desire. Even if we have desire for moksha, liberation, then also, instead of going here and there, we should approach Krishna. Right? Why Krishna, we will discuss about it. But if we are approaching Krishna due to any reason, that is good. At least.
Shouldn't this be not the desirer of wealth, but just a desire? I mean, when you are saying that.
No, especially this category is wealth. Desire means we can have any kind of desire, but this is one category. One is
doesn't this lead to materialism? Because wealth also leads to materialistic gains.
No, this is, we are not talking about pure devotional service. These are the different categories, different levels are there. We may not come at the Shuddha platform, a pure devotional platform all of a sudden. We may have material, we are in this material world from time immemorial. We may have material desire. So even if we have material desire, we should approach Krishna. But here the point is that people approach God for one reason, that is wealth. And right? So we will see now, further we will discuss about it. What is the difference when we approach somebody else apart from Krishna? What is the difference? So second category is desirer of wealth. Like any example in scripture, who approached Krishna or who just for some wealth? Huh?
Then when he tells him to choose between the art.
So that was not, anyway, he was not a pious person. We are saying the first criteria is pious people. He is under miscreant category, right? So miscreants like the atheistic people also, they are using the resources of God, but they are not appreciating, they are not grateful. They are just misutilizing or utilizing it for their own sense gratification. So those are miscreants. But here, the desirer of wealth like Dhruva Maharaj, he wanted a kingdom which is bigger than his grandfather, Lord Brahma himself. So he went to jungle and he met with Narad Muni, and Narad Muni guided him that if you want Vishnu, then you should do this austerity, you should chant this mantra. And he did it for 6 months. And so severely, so sincerely, so attentively he chanted the name and all the penances, austerities. Within 6 months, Lord himself appeared in front of him. And Lord gave him a kingdom which is known as Dhruva planet, Dhruva Loka. But he was ultimately in search of wealth, in search of position, money, right? So what is the benefit when somebody is approaching Krishna even for wealth? He is getting wealth and at the same time he got love of God, the supreme benediction. So not only wealth, but he got love of Godhead. And he, at the age of 5, what he is saying, I was here in search of the what is it called, sunstones. What was that word? I was here in search of a piece of glass, but now I got diamond. I got diamond. But still, because he was there in that with that desire, Lord fulfilled his desire, and at the same time he gave him his love. So that is the second category of people, wealth. Inquisitive. Inquisitive means curious. Somebody wants to know, like curious people, why this bad thing happening in my life? Inquisitive people. No, I'm not praying for sufferings. I'm always trying and praying for happiness in my life, but I'm not getting it. Even if I'm getting it, it is very flickering. So somebody inquisitive, why this is happening in my life? Or how this world is functioning. Who is the ultimate creator behind it? Who is means all these kind of inquisitiveness is there. So these kind of people, they come and take shelter of God. They start reading a scripture and gradually they advance. And the fourth category is the knowledge. Searching for knowledge of the absolute, Jnani. This is the fourth category of people. Means they have knowledge. They believe in existence of God. Now they are following some process or maybe reading a scripture to understand, to realize God. That is called Jnani. And out of these four, who is the topmost? Jnani. Krishna is saying, Tesham Jnani Nityukta Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate Priyo Hi Jnani Notyartham Aham Sa Cha Mama Priya. Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. So out of these four, Artharthi, Jigyasu and Jnani, Jnani is best. Why? Because he believes in God and he is engaged in devotional service. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me. So Jnani is dear to Krishna. Out of these four, we are, which category we are in? We are beyond this, right?
We can be the first one also, the third one also.
Yes, any category. It's all.
And there's no
Little
boundary
bit of
between-
everything.
mix
We are
of,
in mixed category, right?
Yeah.
We are not pure devotees. Still, we are trying. We are on the process.
We are not the fourth one, that's for sure.
That's understood.
No.
No, we are
Jnani-
not part of it actually.
Yes, because
We're trying to.
you are already engaged in devotional service. It means devotees are beyond Jnanis. Now we will see why. Jnani is, of course, that is, Krishna is saying, very dear to me because he is trying. And Jnani, how much time it takes to realize, if such person, if they do not come in contact with a spiritual master or a devotee, pure devotee of the Lord, it takes very, very long time to understand Krishna. First of all, Krishna is saying, Udara sarva evaite jnani tvatmaeva me matam astita sahi yuktatma mameva anuttamam gatim. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous soul. All these four categories, they are magnanimous. But he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Because Jnani, he knows that Krishna is the source of everything. He is having every knowledge that I am part and parcel of Krishna. So being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. He is aware of everything. What is the goal of life? What is the purpose of life? How can I attain the perfection? He is aware of it. But still, like Jnanis, if they themselves try to understand this truth, it takes very, very long time. And that is what Krishna is saying in next verse, which is very famous. Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrender unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Even big jnanis, after many lifetimes, one who is actually in knowledge. Knowledge, there are two kinds of knowledge, right? One is knowledge, theoretical knowledge, and one is realized knowledge. So realized knowledge means once we have, like we know theoretically we are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All this theory we know. We are soul, the purpose of life. But real knowledge means when we take shelter of Krishna. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. First of all, such people who knows that Vasudeva Sarvam means Krishna is everything. He is source of everything. Such knowledge, this is what complete knowledge. This is complete knowledge. No? Such souls are very rare. And Prabhupada mentioned like devotees, we can understand the rarity of devotees or reality of devotion. Because devotees, they don't have just theoretical knowledge. They have realized knowledge. They are practically implementing that knowledge, that they are serving Krishna. So, Bahunam Janmanamante, after many births. Like we see the scriptural example, who is that? Chatur Kumar, the four sons of Lord Brahma. They were Gyanis. But when they got the mercy, so by the mercy of devotee, these, if they come in contact with any Jnani, if they come in contact with devotees, immediately they get realization. And that is the best part, means because they have all the knowledge. So for them, advancement is very easy. The moment they come in contact with Guru, a spiritual master, they advance. Or they come in contact with pure devotees, they advance. And Prabhupada, that's why he is giving lots of stress upon getting a guru, because we may be so much knowledgeable, or we may have so many talents or whatever, but devotion is only possible when we take shelter of Guru. So, a spiritual master, by the mercy of Guru, like Krishna himself, every example we see, God himself, he is accepting a Guru. Either Krishna or Lord Ram, everybody is accepting a Guru. So our advancement becomes easy when we accept a Guru in a spiritual path. How many of you believe in it? Or how many of you willing? Without Guru, it is impossible. Very rare. Maybe means somebody, I'll not get into this topic, but point is, without Guru it is not possible. Even Guru is so merciful, and that means Guru means self-realized, pure devotee of the Lord. He is authentic Guru. So even if we are not qualified, Guru makes us qualified. So we see the example of Srila Prabhupada. The people in Western countries, they were not qualified people. They were having so many bad qualities, character. They were engaged in all sorts of non-religious principles, or not following any principle. But still, just by the mercy, they came in contact with Srila Prabhupada and they get purified quickly. And they became very pure devotees of the Lord. And they are transforming so many lives. So we all have to understand this. And our success, if we quickly take shelter of, we accept a Guru and we take shelter of Guru, follow his instruction, then we advance. Then Guru takes all the karmic reactions and at the time of initiation, and he gives us that qualification so that we can sincerely progress. So we all should consider it, and we should search for it, because we cannot directly approach Krishna, right? We can approach Krishna as a representative, and with his help, we can understand Krishna. Sometimes people, especially on this topic, people say that why I need a manager. In so many movies you will see these kind of words they use. Why we need mediator? We can directly go to Krishna, or we can directly approach God. No guru is required. So these are all Maya Advaita Jnana. The people, the knowledge has been stolen by the illusory energy. So Krishna, even he is saying Arjuna that Mad Bhaktya Puja Vyadika. So one who says that he is my devotee, Krishna is saying that he is not actually my devotee. So one who says he is the devotee of my devotee, he is my devotee.
Yes.
So when we accept Krishna's devotee as, when we serve Krishna's devotee, then really we can serve Krishna through the help of Krishna's devotee. So Guru, spiritual master, is that representative of Krishna who is on the mission to the same mission Krishna is having, giving Krishna consciousness to everyone. He is a transparent medium to spread the message of Krishna. So when we take shelter of such realized souls, such devotees, then very easily we can attain this Krishna consciousness. What is the time right now?
12:10, 12:11.
12:11. Okay. Okay. I was supposed to cover so many things. So now this part. Okay. Now, after knowing that these four, or the kind of people taking shelter of Krishna, or the four kinds of people not taking shelter of Krishna. Then because Krishna is speaking about himself, that no, if you take shelter, my shelter, then you will be liberated, this, that. Then there is a question Arjuna is asking, a desire, that what about other people who are taking shelter of not you, but somebody else? Who else is there apart from Krishna? Demigods. Or there are two other people who take shelter of impersonalism, or they think that Krishna, God is impersonal. So these two things now Krishna is going to speak. First of all, he is going to speak about those people who taking shelter of other demigods. Why people take shelter of other demigods? So Krishna is saying, Kamayastaste hita jnana prapadyante anya devata tam tam niyam asthaya prakritya niyata swaya. So why somebody is taking shelter of other demigods? Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desire. This is very strong, understand. Whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. So this is one reason. Generic message. This is Krishna saying that anybody going to any other people because of desire, kamayastaste, because we have different desires, and to fulfill those desires, we go to different people because we believe in it. That if I approach this person, I will get this. So, like in Vedas, so many prescriptions are there that if you want good health, then you should approach sun god. So people desiring for good health, they will approach sun god. Or somebody is desiring for money, they will approach goddess of Lakshmi. Somebody desiring for a beautiful wife, they will approach the goddess of like Parvati, Uma. So similarly, so many prescriptions are there. So they approach based on their desires, different demigods. So all these things mentioned, Prabhupada is giving that. So, but here, it is that the intelligence has been stolen by material desire. And they follow particular rules and regulations and worship according to their own natures. So basically, this kind of worship is called, it's not a devotion. This is called kind of business. Devotion means when you go somewhere, that is like you love, out of love you are doing something, you're serving, you're worshipping. But when you have such kind of desire and approaching, then that is called business. If you give me this much, then I will give you this. There's one story I remember, a very funny story. So one devotee of goddess Kali, he approached goddess Kali and then he just prayed for that. He wants good health, wealth, lots of wealth. And he promised that, okay, and that if you give me this much money, then I will offer you a goat. Because different offerings are there, right? Different rules and regulations. If you approach any of the demigod, there are different rules and regulations to worship that demigod. So he promised, and finally he got his desire fulfilled. He got good amount of money, and then, but he forgot about his promise. He didn't offer the goat to goddess Kali. Then the Kali Mata, she just reminded him, you promised to offer me a goat. Where is that? Still, you didn't come back. He said, oh, I forgot, but whatever money I got, I deposited, and so many other expenses are there. Even gold is very, very costly. That's why I could not offer it. So goddess Kali, she said that, okay, if not gold, you can offer me, what is that? A pig? Hog, pig, whatever. So you can offer me that. That is cheaper, right? So he said, okay, let me consider, let me think on it. And after a few days, again, he didn't do that, and then he came back. And the goddess Kali asked, why you still didn't come back and you didn't offer it? I said, all the money I had taken so much of loan and I deposited this, that, so many reasons he is giving, he didn't do that. Then goddess Kali, she said that, okay, if you cannot give me this much, just give me a fly. Just give me a fly. I don't want anything else from you. Then he's saying that, oh, if you want fly, so many flies flying around you, you can catch hold of anyone. Why you're asking me? Anyway, this kind of this story is just to understand that the people having business mentality, they approach demigods just to fulfill their material desire. I have personally seen in one of my relatives, I could see that she was worshipping Lord Krishna, and after a few months when I visited, I could see in place of Lord Krishna there was Sai Baba. Lord Krishna was not there. So I asked, you were worshipping Lord Krishna, and why now Lord Krishna is not there, you are worshipping Sai Baba? And she said that, no, somebody told me that if you worship Sai Baba, then all your desire will be fulfilled very soon, quickly. And then she started worshipping. So this is not good. This is business. So this is what Krishna is saying, that the people worshipping different demigods, they have material desire. And we see a scriptural example like Ravana, we see Hiranyakashipu, they were worshipping demigods. And why? For material desire, business. Ravana, he was the greatest devotee of Lord Shiva. Hiranyakashipu, he was worshipping Lord Brahma. And they get the power from the god, from the demigod, and they misutilize it for their sense gratification, not to serve. Even Vrikasura, a Bhashmasura, we know about him. He worshipped Lord Shiva, he pleased Lord Shiva, and when he got the power that he can touch anyone and he can kill anyone by just simply touching someone's head, he can destroy. And he started experimenting that power on Lord Shiva himself. He started chasing Lord Shiva himself. These are demoniac people, right? Having material desire, no devotion, no service attitude, just to fulfill their material desire. So that is one. But of course, now we have to understand, when we approach devotees, when devotees approach demigods, their approach is different. Because we have to understand, demigods are not ordinary people. They are part and parcel of Krishna. They are the servant of Krishna. They are engaged in service of Krishna. They are very high advanced level. So when devotees approach demigods, they know the fact. They are not independent God. Right? So this is knowledge. We should know that demigods, they are again part and parcel, or they are servant of Krishna. They are not independent. They are working for Krishna as per the instruction of Krishna. right? So when we approach, we devotees approach with this prayer only, the way you are serving Krishna. Like when we approach Lord Shiva, we know that Lord Shiva is the greatest devotee of the Lord. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. So we pray to Lord Shiva that the way you are serving Krishna, so much determination, dedication and devotion, detachment, all these qualities we can see in Lord Shiva. So we beg for the mercy, like you are engaged in service, you are always engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord. You are detached from this material opulences. Kindly bestow your mercy so that I can also be a part, I can also serve Krishna. So this should be the mood. Even if we are begging mercy or begging, praying for health, but our objective is not for sense gratification. We are asking for help so that we can render service to Krishna, because they will be more happy when we render service to Krishna. So this understanding we should develop, and when we are approaching anyone else, then we should always have this mindset. I mean, not to disrespect. And also worship and devotion, these are two different things. Worship is giving respect. We should give respect to everyone. Devotees means even giving respect to any living entity, even ant, we give that much respect. But out of illusion, out of ignorance, if we say that no, everyone is equal, everyone is same, that is foolishness, that is wrong. Every god, now we have so many god. No, there is no so many god. Ekala Ishwara Krishna. Only one God is there. And all these different, even Vyasadeva, he is writing in Srimad Bhagavatam, that all these different incarnations or different other living entities, they are part and parcel of Krishna. So this is very, very clear understanding we should have. God is one, and rest everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. They are. So we will discuss later about it again. I mean, quickly, let me just, if I have started this topic, then quickly I can. So I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. Now remember, who is making our faith is stronger? Krishna is saying, I make their faith. No? Without Krishna's mercy, we cannot approach anyone. So even if somebody is approaching demigod because of particular desire, material desire, that is, Krishna is making that faith stronger. Then only we are approaching. So the point here, and also what he is saying, Sataya Shradhaya Yuktas Tasya Aradhanam Ihate Lavati Cha Tata Kaman Mayeva Vihitan Hitan. Endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains his desires. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. What he is saying? Who is giving? Even if we approach demigods with some desire, and that desire is being fulfilled, but ultimately, who is giving that? Krishna. Krishna is saying ultimately, actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Without permission of Krishna, they cannot even give that. Because they are just working under direction. So this is what Krishna is speaking. And again, now we discuss that if somebody is desiring wealth and approaching Krishna, and somebody is having this kind of desire and approaching demigods, what is the difference? If we approach Krishna and if we approach demigods, what is the difference? To fulfill our desire. We are not pure devotees, we have some material desire. But approaching demigod and approaching Krishna, what is the difference? Krishna is saying, Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavati alpamedasam devan devayajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. Men of a small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. So Krishna is saying, alpamedasam, worshipping demigods, he's saying less intelligent people, they worship demigod. Why? Antavantu phalam tesham. Because the results they get from them, that is temporary. that is temporary. Why temporary? Because that is material. They can only fulfill your material desire, and that is temporary. That is not everlasting or eternal, right? Also, few important things. I don't know whether you know about it or not. Demigod, they are eternal or temporary? Temporary. All of you know, right? They are also like living entity. They are living entities like us. They are at advanced stage, but they are also living entity. Jiva Tattva. There are two kinds of Tattva. Jiva Tattva and Vishnu Tattva. God, when we speak about Krishna, Lord Ram, Lord Nrsimhadev, Vara, they are Vishnu Tattvas. They are God. These are the different forms of God Himself. Different incarnation of God. Vishnu Tattva. Eternal. Rest others like demigods, they are living or Jiva Tattva. Jiva Tattva means not eternal. So the demigods, they are eternal. Not sorry, they are also temporary. And also one thing, different demigods, that is not a person. Like these, they are position. Like Indra. Indra is not demigod. Indra is the name of a post, like Prime Minister. Prime Minister is not the personality, it's the position. Anybody who is qualified can reach to that position. Similarly, different demigods, they are different positions. You can become Indra. If somebody is like in household, if somebody is following Varnashram Dharma perfectly, 100 lifetimes, he becomes eligible to become Lord Brahma. So these are all different posts, and there is a qualification. Anybody qualified for that position can become that, can achieve that position. So these are the facts we have to know, right? So yes, so here because this is temporary, they themselves are not eternal, so they cannot give you eternity. Like Hiranyakashipu approached Lord Brahma, and he asked for what? Give me immortality. I want to become Amar, immortal. Give me that. Lord Brahma, what he said? I cannot give it because I myself not eternal. I mean immortal. How can I give you? So whatever I have, I can give you that much only. So that is what Alpa Medasam. Because when we approach, we get temporary things. That is not eternal. And the people worshipping demigod, where will they go? What is the result? What is the destination of such people?
The respective abodes of the demigods.
Yes. Why I am asking this? Because again there is a misconception. Whatever you do, you will go to the same destination. Of course, maybe you will reach some hitch and hiking. What do you call it? Hitch hike. Maybe after a long time you may reach knowingly or unknowingly somewhere. But very clearly Krishna is saying, Devan Deva Yajo Yanti Madhyatya Yanti Mamapi. Okay. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. So demigods, their planets, they have their own planet, and that is also temporary, that is also in material world. So even if we reach to those planets, then one day it will be over. I mean, that is temporary. Yanti Deva Vrta Deman, Pitrin Yanti Pitrivita, Bhutani Yanti Bhutejya, Yanti Madhyajino Vipam. In one of the shloka, Krishna is again repeating the same thing. So worshipper of the means Pitra, the ancestors, they will go to that planet. And the worshippers of the demigod, they will go to their planets. And one who worships the Bhuta, Bhutani Yanti Bhutejya, they will go to their planets. And one who worships Krishna will go to Krishna's planet.
Go to destination.
Destination, the final destination.
Others will go to railway junction.
Yes, railway.
Train badalni padegi.
So that is understanding this, that like Krishna said, Na teshu ramate buddha. Intelligent people, they do not participate, they do not take part into temporary, they take part into eternity, or which is eternal, which is permanent. So now, with the help of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, and we are receiving the message of Godhead, we are understanding the reality of this life, how important this human form of life is, and what is the ultimate purpose of our life, how we can easily attain that simply by taking shelter of Krishna. simply by surrendering Krishna, right? So we should take shelter. We should leave aside our egoistic nature, ego, which is the greatest hurdle. And this ego reflects in so many ways. Because I follow this path, that's why I cannot follow this. These are all different attachments. And because of our ego, we are not able to give up this attachment. Even Krishna personally is speaking how we can approach him, how we can reach to the final destination, but because of all these blockages, we are not able to take the shelter. Because if we accept, what is the proof of acceptance? It's not just verbally saying that I accept Krishna. Faith is demonstrated by perseverance. If we follow the process, if we are persistent, consistent in following the process, it means we have accepted. Otherwise, it is just verbal. As much faith we have, or as much surrender we have, we will start following the instructions. We will start doing what Krishna is asking or Krishna is recommending us. Otherwise, it is just verbal. So, next one topic is there. We will discuss. Now he will speak about those people who believe that God is impersonal. What is their destination, or what is Krishna's opinion about those kind of people who believe that God is impersonal? They don't know about Krishna. They say, okay, if something is there, that is impersonal. So what about those people who believe that Krishna is impersonal? So we will discuss next time. So as of now, so yes, this 7th chapter, which is talking about absolute, the knowledge about absolute truth. The absolute, or the complete knowledge is knowledge about the different energies of the Lord, and the knowledge about Krishna himself, right? Any question?
So how does the person we are talking about, Prabhuji, उन्होंने ये कैसे शुरू किया? How did he come that he has to start this and all that? Is there anything on this?
Yeah, I'll send you one video. You can see that Srila Prabhupada started this movement. I mean, this movement it's not Srila Prabhupada. I mean,
Before that.
Krishna himself started this movement.
Sure.
And Srila Prabhupada, 1965. Actually, I'll share with you the history. So, 1924, he got instruction from his spiritual master. 1924, when he was just 24 years old. And he got this instruction to spread the message of Bhagavad Gita throughout the world, especially in Western countries. So, he did his best in India. Many years he tried. He translated all these books. And he presented in such a way so that people can understand this message. And finally, in 1965, when he was 70 years old, he went to America. And he started this movement there. 1966, he established this society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. ISKCON means International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And the only purpose of this movement is to spread love of God. Harinam Sankirtan, the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is what Prabhupada did. And by his mercy, we are receiving this knowledge. So let's offer our prayer to Lord Nrsimhadev so that he can... Okay, yes. We can do that.
Continue.
Is it okay? I mean, just to cover the topic, we go so much, cover so many slokas. Is it okay? I mean, is it not too fast, right? Can understand?
Yes. Prabhuji, I think it all boils down to this book or the Shastra or whatever. Because I know when we were growing up, we used to tell our children कि अच्छा आप डांस सीख रहे हो या ये तो सरस्वती माँ का तो आशीर्वाद बसंत पंचमी and all those. So those are the gods or whatever.
Yes.
You need to take the blessings of.
Yes.
Till you know about all this, we always, I mean, we didn't know about that the rest of them are demigods. At least I was not.
No, even we all. I mean, when we, because unfortunately, we have never been taught such things. I don't remember even in my school, college, in my family, anybody taught about it. We never read Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah,
No?
so till a person comes across
Yes.
this knowledge,
Uh.
you keep on. I mean, the other gods are gods only.
Yeah,
The
that's
demigods
why.
are gods.
That's why misconception is there. Even understanding or getting this knowledge is not that now we are disrespecting. Knowing the reality, the truth is important. Then you can give really real respect to everyone. Right? It's very simple. In an organization, everybody is not equal, but we give respect to everyone. Everybody has their own role and responsibilities. So knowing the fact will help us. Will help us. For example, if there are so many chief minister and one prime minister is there, and if you have only one garland, this example Ramad Prabhu gave, if you have only one garland, whom will you offer this garland? Huh? If you offer it to the favorite chief minister, huh? If you offer it to your favorite chief minister, you are the chief minister, in front of all the other ministers and in front of the prime minister, what will happen?
Chaos हो जाएगा.
So better if you offer it to prime minister, everybody is happy.
And avoid the problem.
So Krishna is the source. If we offer, if we love, if we worship Krishna, then automatically everybody will be happy. Yatha tarora moola nishechanena, because he is the root. The moment we offer water the root, everything will be nourished. Similarly, if we worship Krishna, all the demigods, no fear at all. This is also very important question, because many times when we hear about it or we have fear. What if I start serving or worshipping Krishna, if I do not give that much worship to other demigods, what will happen?
If we were doing it previously, what?
Yes.
If we leave it, you are a little apprehensive.
Yes. Yes. Don't worry. They will be more happy. I will speak about it, but they will become more happy because they will know that you are the only intelligent person. Many people, they come to them just for their material desire, and this is not some mental concoction. It's scriptural words. Mother Durga herself, she is speaking about it. Lord Shiva. Who else is greater than them? They themselves. So nothing to worry. It's all about our